Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Shelby.
Morning.
So your lawyer was here before I got here, and he had to leave to go to a funeral. So I wasn't able at that time to do conditions, but I want to put bond conditions on you because you now stand charged with a driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged with evading arrest in a motor vehicle, which that one is a third-degree felony. You're facing up to a minimum of 2 years, a maximum of 10 years in prison into Texas in the TVCJ. So can you please give us, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you, sir.
Good judge. On April 3rd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, an officer observed the defendant's vehicle traveling 117 miles an hour using a rear antenna radar. The officer observed the defendant weaved between vehicles in an unsafe manner, and a traffic stop was attempted. The defendant passed an available exit with no indication of stopping and ran a red light. After a 20-minute chase, officers stopped the defendant's vehicle using a pit maneuver. The officers moved the scene to a parking lot, and upon contact with the defendant, the officer noticed glossy eyes and bloodshot eyes with an odor of alcoholic beverage. The defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license, and standardized field sobriety tests were conducted. The officers witnessed 4 to 6 clues on the HGN, failed to keep balance on the walk and turn. The defendant refused the one-leg stand. The officer is a drug recognition expert and observed signs of drug intoxication. The IC was read and the defendant refused. A blood warrant was executed and blood was collected.
Can you run his license, please? See his license. At 117 miles an hour, Mr. Shelby, I am now taking away your privilege to drive. I am appointing you, Mr. Pruitt, here in the interest of justice now because your lawyer's gone to a funeral, but I'm putting these bond conditions on you now. And I want you to know that I will do everything in my power to protect my community at all costs. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are not allowed to drive.
Yes.
At all. You will be signing an affidavit. This is a promise that you're going to make to me that you're not going to drive. And if I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're not consuming. You will be tested for drugs and alcohol. If I find that you're using, likewise, I will invoke your bond and put you in jail. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, now is the time to address it. Because if you don't, and I see that it becomes a problem while you're on bond, I will address it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I am now sending notice to DPS that you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. Every officer in this state will know that if you're pulled over and you don't have an interlock on whatever car you're driving, they will arrest you and put you in jail. And that is a violation of your bond condition here. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. As it stands now, I'm taking away your privilege to drive, so you're not allowed to drive. You will get a device on your ankle so that we know that you're not consuming.
No, sir.
So he's not required to get the interlock unless you rescind that order for him not to drive?
Correct. You will get a STRAM device within 3 days. Within 3 days of your release, you will be required to get a STRAM device. And if you fail to do it, then your bond is going to be revoked. As it stands now, you haven't made bond on the DWI in your felony case. That's why you're still being held now.
That's a scramble device.
It's a device that goes on your ankle so that we detect through perspiration whether you
Yeah.
are consuming.
Drugs.
All right. I just wanted to bring you out to give you notice of the condition that we're placing forth on you now. All right. Okay. All right. So we need him to sign this and then sign with Lucy and then.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Carl. I appreciate it.
Next is page 3, Delane Come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Delane. Sir, you're charged with possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge. On March 31st, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer responded to a trespass at a gas station known for being a drug trafficking hotspot. Law enforcement officers witnessed surveillance footage of the defendant making multiple hand-to-hand transactions and throw something in his vehicle when the law enforcement officers originally approached the gas station. The law enforcement officers detained the defendant and approached the vehicle and witnessed 2 sacks of marijuana on the passenger floorboard area in plain view. A probable cause search was carried out, and the officers identified the 2 sacks on the passenger floorboard as marijuana. The total weight of marijuana was 76.37 grams.
Mr. Delay, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you not to go back to this gas station. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you now not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Good.
No more slinging. Do you understand? What do you do with yourself these days? Do you have a full-time job?
I'm doing application right now. I have an interview tomorrow.
Good. I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see that you have a full-time job. Do you understand? If you come back and you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. And I'm telling you, I'm going to drug test you within the next 50 days. If I find that you continue to use, it's not going to go well for you. You understand? All right. Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer? Okay, Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I'll have you sign a receipt, Victoria. You will then meet with police for your bond conditions. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of weapons as well. Do you understand? Okay, come on.
Go ahead and claim. All right, Judge, next is page 15, Phillips, come on up.
Mr. Delane, did you graduate from high school? What, you said 15?
He obtains GED.
What's
He
your,
obtains GED.
yeah, but hey, 15?
Oh, I'm sorry, Phillips is on page 15.
Yeah, okay. You're, Mr. Phillips, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Judge, on September 1st, 2023, a law enforcement officer responded to failure to stop and give information call in Harris County, Texas. The law enforcement officer made contact with the complaining witness, who stated that she was pulling into a parking lot of a corner food store and observed the defendant's vehicle reverse into her direction quickly. The vehicle then rammed into the rear driver's side of the complaining witness's motor vehicle. The defendant's vehicle then quickly shifted into drive and fled the parking lot. The complaining witness took a photo of the rear of the defendant's motor vehicle after the accident and provided the license plate to the law enforcement officer. Law enforcement officer found the motor vehicle registered to an address less than a mile away and traveled to that address and made contact with the defendant. The defendant stated he was at the food store reversing out of the parking lot and struck the complaining witness. The defendant stated he fled without providing information because he did not have a driver's license. The defendant was identified with his Texas ID.
So can you run his license, please, just to make sure?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just not showing a driver's license numbers, so I'm not sure if he is part of the license since then, but we don't have it in our system.
If you do not have a license, do not drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care that you have to go to work. I don't care that a baby needs to go to the hospital. I don't care there's a burning building and you need to save 50 kittens. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, do not drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today. This is the promise that you're going to make, that you're not going to drive. You cannot justify getting into a car for any reason. And if you do, you can be facing an additional 6 months in jail on a contempt charge every time you drive, it's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What do you do with yourself these days, Mr. Phillips?
I work and take care of my little sisters. My dad had recently passed away.
Do you have a full-time job?
Yes, sir.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I need you to qualify. I need you to fill out an application. I'll take a look to see if you qualify. I need to know everything about you. Do not drive, Mr. Phillips. If you want to drive, go get a license, get insurance, show me that you have these, and then we can talk. But until that point, don't do it. There's going to be HE double hockey sticks to pay if you do. You understand? All right, come on.
Judge, so it's just the no driving affidavit.
Contact with complaining witness and then no weapons. Vic, what's the last name on the gentleman?
Wilkins, page 21.
You're Christopher Wilkins.
Yes, sir.
Wilkins, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Give the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On May 20th, 2024, officers were dispatched to the address of defendant's stepfather. The complainant was stated he confronted his son about missing items. The complainant was told the defendant to get ready for rehab. The complainant was noticed his jazz bass guitar was missing and observed his neighbor's cameras, which showed his son to leave the house. The total value of that guitar was $480. That was all I have on this one, Your Honor.
Do we know he did it?
Your Honor, it stated that there was.
So dad is saying there are several items missing from the house.
Yes, Your Honor, including a guitar,
A bass guitar.
bass guitar.
Anything else?
Yes.
Does dad call the cops on his own son?
Oh, Your Honor, it was.
Stop.
Oh, my fault.
Stop. Don't
Fuck.
say a word. Are you losing? So why talk?
I'm not sure how the police were contacted here, Your Honor. It just says that they met and spoke with the complaining witness.
Another report written like it's just going through a drive-through.
So, Your Honor, the only thing I would say is, she's facing the NIMS. The defendant had initially declined any of the allegations, but later told his mother that one of the items that was stolen, which was a bicycle, was later stolen from the defendant when he left it at his store.
But here he's charged with a bass guitar. What the?
Okay, Your Honor.
Have a pet lizard named George. Really? Mr. Wilkins, I'm going to find that there's no probable cause to go forward in your case. This life is a very short life. And when you start racking up convictions, it really hoses you. It's really hard enough as it is as a Black man in today's society. And when you start racking up convictions, especially theft convictions where you branded a thief, do you think it helps? No, it doesn't. Get into school, get some knowledge, get a degree, find something to do, and make a lot of money. That's what life's about. Not ending up in court with a theft charge. You know what I mean? If you have a drug problem, address it before it becomes a real issue and it takes a hold and grabs you by the boo-boo. You know what I mean? Plenty of people in there. We don't need any more. Please.
Judge, that was a lot.
SHAFI.
Yes. She here?
Okay,
Motion a reset, but I think the case is older than 150 days old.
yeah, so where are we headed?
We're waiting on the RIP call and the 911 call. I believe the state has sent an escalated request.
Yeah, we've requested the 911 call twice, Your Honor. I'm not sure why it's not in yet. I would just request if we could just have one more sentence while I try and reach out and hound somebody to get the 911 in. It is,
Subpoena them to come to court. That's what I would do, you know, so give them 10 days, subpoena them to come to court. And then if they provide it to you, then great. If not, then, you know, but if they can't get you just the 911, then that's as simple as possible, okay?
yes, Your Honor.
So a 10-day discovery hearing. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Yancy.
Sure.
Good morning.
Morning, Judge, my approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hi, Mr. Ayala, how are you? What's new?
I've got Serato on your docket, copy for the, like you see.
Thanks, you too. What's new?
Is discovery complete?
Yeah, she got a bond violation. She failed to show up to a drug screen. She was at work. She did test yesterday. She tested negative.
Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is she here now?
She is here.
Remember, you know?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Come up, ma'am.
That's a holiday.
And I'm gonna reach out to this guy with the message.
Sure.
Oh, so we can go this up.
Yeah, fine birthday. All right.
I'm glad that you tested negative. Good job. Don't miss again, please. Okay, if it happens again, I'm gonna issue a warrant, okay? All right, good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Council for reset.
Sure.
We had a couple, I was gonna ask you about, if we could review PC on Jeremy Miller.
Always. You said Miller,
Miller, Jeremy Miller,
jail or bond?
on bond, waived.
Say it again?
He's waived today, but on.
Okay. So it's a terroristic threat, it's 156 days. It's an old
I know,
case.
Your Honor, we've been trying to get in touch with the complainant. But I'll read PC, Your Honor. On November 3rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to 1504 of Loop for a terrorist threat call. Upon arrival, officers met with the complainant, who advised she's employed at Benton Hospital as a registered nurse. Complainant advised that she was attempting to administer an IV needle in the arm of the defendant when the defendant stated, quote, "Bitch, take the needle out or I will kill you." Complainant said she needed her life.
I mean, why?
So I would argue it's a conditional statement, Judge. It's take the needle out or this will happen. I think based on that, it's not an imminent threat, but it's a conditional. If you do this, I will do this. So I don't think it meets the statute for probable cause.
I mean, Your Honor, I would argue that, threatening to kill her in a hospital.
I mean, can that possibly be the law? So anybody can ever, if there's a condition, then it's never a terroristic threat,
I would need to look at the case law.
That would be,
I know there's somewhat of agreements.
let me pull up the statute. Hold on, let's see.
But I know that the way it's charged, Your Honor, is imminent serious bodily or death.
A person commits an offense if he threatens to commit any offense involving violence to any person or property with intent to cause a reaction of any type to his threat, place any person in fear of imminent serious bodily injury. I mean, it doesn't say if it's conditioned that, because the statement is he's saying, I'm gonna what?
Like I said, quote, "Bitch, take the needle out or I'll kill you."
I mean, show me some kind of case law that says that a condition fills it, and then I'm with you. But I mean, there's, obviously it's a threat, you know?
I can look at
And the needle's in his arm at the time, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, if you show me that a conditional statement it's no good, then I'm with you.
Understood. And then I also wanted to ask you about Todd Wallace. That's
I remember Mr. Wallace, how's he doing?
So Judge, I've not been able to have contact with him. I went by yesterday in person,
Right.
trying to reach him and just have not been
You
able
said
to reach him.
it today because you couldn't get in contact with him, right?
Right.
Okay, so I guess we'll look at.
And I spoke with Chief. He's essentially leaving the offer on the table of just an apology letter and a dismissal if he does end up back in custody. So
Yeah, I'll
he made a
leave
note
these-
of that.
I'll leave the first setting to your honor. If he does come back.
Did you put that in the notes?
I already put it in there,
Put
your
a
honor.
specific note for
I'm
us.
gonna revoke him now just because you have no contact. If he should show up, then we'll talk.
The exact note I have here on the server goes, defendant is going to bond forfeit. When he comes back into custody, I will keep the apology letter open, offer open for 1
Yeah,
second.
we just don't know what circumstances are going.
Yeah, I understand.
So, I'll do 1501. Or, sorry, 2501. Hey, so 2501 on Wallace. And I'm not gonna do a BO.
Judge, may I approach?
Hey, Joe.
Good morning, Judge. We got Mr. Aiden Alexis Martinez, Judge. This is one that we've submitted a mitigation packet to Chief Geis, and we're waiting for a response. So I think we're at the,
Is it under Martinez?
yes, sir.
I got it. Okay. Is everything, they got everything?
Let me make sure real quick, Judge, and I'll see.
Yeah, we emailed the application and the non-driving affidavit and our mitigation packet.
So assuming everything they got, we'll set you off a week to get everything.
Okay.
And then do the approval or denial. If there's nothing, if it has not been approved or denied, I'll waive it.
Okay.
And then I'll get on top of them. If it's approved, have they done a T-Res yet?
No, because we're waiting for a
Okay,
response.
so if it's approved, you got to be here to do a T-Res. Denied, same thing to do something, otherwise.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
What happened with upstairs?
We're gonna go on a 15 months defer down here, and everything's gonna get resolved.
They're going to dismiss that one in exchange for this one?
And milk and.
And the weed? Got it. Okay. You know, there's not many times that you're going to be afforded this kind of deal where they're going to dismiss a felony in exchange for a plea on a misdemeanor. So I would be very, very careful. If all this stems from self-control or usage of dope or alcohol, I mean, really, there's some people when they drink, they become the life of the party. They're happy, they're fun to be with, they crack jokes. And then there's some people that turn into the devil incarnate. If that's you, then this should be a wake-up call. If it's not, what's it going to take? 25? You're charged with two very serious offenses. You have the assault down here, you've got the assault upstairs. They're going to dismiss that felony assault in exchange for this one. You're entering into a very serious probation where it's a 15-month deferred. This is a type of agreement where if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record, but it's not dismissed. If you complete it, there's no conviction, but you can't tell people it was dismissed. It's not dismissed, just you complete it successfully, you don't end up with a conviction on your record. You need to understand that there's still an affirmative finding of family violence. You pick up another one of these, you're looking at a third-degree felony, another 2 to 10 at the penitentiary. Do you understand? You can also never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this plea bargain agreement as well. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? You give up nearly every right known to man by entering into this agreement saying, look, I'm going to make it, and if I don't, you can put me in jail for an entire year. That's the agreement that you're entering into now. So for you to complete this successfully, you must do a batter's intervention prevention program. This is a tough one. This is a class that you have to attend once a week for 18 weeks. If you miss it, They're going to kick you out of the program. If you get kicked out, we issue a warrant for your arrest. We'll have a hearing here to see if you violated. No drugs, no alcohol. You will be tested like crazy to ensure that you're not using. You must also do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them as well. 20 hours of community service, $100 one-time donation to the family violence provider, no threatening or harassing abusive contact with Mr. Cockrell. Do you have children? I think that in lieu of community service, I would like to do a parenting class. And if she does a parenting class, then I'll waive the community service. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you're stuck with this until you complete it successfully or it gets revoked. Do you understand? I like to reward people. I like to encourage people to do well. And what I normally do is if you do well in this agreement, if you don't test positive for dope or alcohol, you get all your classes done and you're nice to everybody, I'll take you off in half the time.
Okay.
So you can be done in half the time. If just be nice. Don't pick up any new cases and don't use. Do you understand? Is this what you want to do? How do you plead to the offense of assault of a family member? Guilty or not guilty? I'm not going to find you guilty now, Miss Loyola. I'm going to wait essentially for 15 months to see if you're able to comply with this. As part of this agreement, the possession of marijuana will be dismissed and your other case upstairs will also be dismissed as well. Do you work, ma'am? Do you get child support for the children or? Okay, cut her fees. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. I care about you doing what you say you're going to do and showing up and doing it on time. The worst possible thing you can do is either pick up a new case or abscond. You just take off. That's an instant warrant in this case. You understand? So if you ever have any problems, come back. We can always work through it. We can talk about it, but just doing nothing and taking off, it's the worst thing that can possibly happen. All right, so I'll follow the agreement, send it you to everything. Good luck to you, man.
I got you. We're still waiting for the paperwork, Judge. But I did want to talk to you about Miss Free. Let me ask Richard real quick, because we're just waiting for the Miss Free. We're just waiting for the PTI.
What do we do with this Miss Free?
Yeah, we're waiting for them to give us the PTI contracts. She's turned in her application on that. I just forgot to ask Richard real quick.
State, is Miss Free, is she approved for the PTI program?
Yeah. She should be, Judge. She's like a 0.1, she's like a. She's a 0.13, no crash. We've already turned in the application.
Still pending approval, Your Honor. There's no crash?
No, I mean, it's just a 0.13, just,
0.13.
I mean, it should be a pretty standard PTI case.
If I could just have a moment to talk to Chief, Your Honor, and
Well, we probably need to reset anyway for them to get everything ready.
I know, but at least we can get the approval so they can get you the contract.
It should be. No worries. I mean.
Still nothing.
Still not. Okay.
Are we on today?
We're not, Judge, we're just waiting to let that county board when they come by and kind of give you an update.
What's the word, Thunderbird?
Deal was still approached, Judge, and he was not there.
Do what?
Judge wasn't on the
Judge
bench.
Morton was off the bench.
He was off the bench, so
You just reset it?
we got it reset, Judge. We are still waiting on a couple things.
I'm just digging into whatever else I can still find, Judge. Lyft gave me some basic account records, so I wrote a search warrant to get the entirety of whatever records they have. And trying to see if I can get some call logs or historical data from his client's phone. My division chief just got out of a week-long trial, week and a half with the DA, so I know he wants to
Isn't
come
that the one
down.
that was yesterday?
Yeah. And I've obviously been sitting in that one too for the last week, so we're hoping to.
How long do you want to reset it?
We're set, I think, on Monday.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're set on
The
Monday
felony,
in
yeah.
here. We just figured since we were here.
No, you might as well. There's no sense in wasting time. So yeah, whatever, what did you date? Did you get something upstairs?
We got a date, it's June 10th.
10th?
Okay, I guess set it for the same day. Are you gonna have everything by then? Promise?
Yes.
Cross your eye? Hope none.
Eye, heart,
A
whatever.
needle in your eye?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Take care.
It's not Docket, it's tomorrow.
Hey, Judge. Avilas,
Page 1,
Okay,
just waiting on DPS to send their evidence over.
it's 150 days. You don't have anything? What?
No, we have evidence we need from DPS, but we sent it over and it hasn't been released. So,
Can you tell me the name one more time?
Avilas,
Sorry.
so that,
I have
so
a-
usually what happens is that you sign that document, the standing order, we send it over to them. And then when it's available, they release it to DPS, to DAs.
Sure. If you've sent it over a while ago and they still haven't given it, I'm gonna have a problem with that. You sent it in December. We're now 4 freaking months later and you still don't have it. That's unacceptable. So I'll set it for a 10-day discovery hearing, and if they don't have it, it doesn't get used. It's unacceptable to wait for 4 months for evidence. So no. So,
Yeah, it probably is great. It's on the.
Oh, I have it. So then we just need a regular reset then, Judge.
I'll give you a regular reset. Do you have an offer? Have you given them an offer?
Your office, your honor.
So at the next setting, you gotta let us know what you want to do. By then it'll be 180. Okay?
Sounds good, yeah.
Okay, have fun.
Thank you.
Hey, John.
Yeah, so I want to go fast. I didn't know that she's all on her
Here's a pro tip, don't go to 174 or the 176. Yeah, like,
Really?
don't go. Given a choice, just don't go.
what, I think so.
So I'm live streaming, you don't just.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm open about my distrust and hatred for the 19th floor, which has been mitigated by the election of Katoto. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to say hi.
Yeah, so she just got out of that big trial, huh? Man.
Yeah, I think she was trying something. All I see
It
on
was that
Facebook.
Intox man.
She's done like 15 weddings or something since she took the bench.
Already?
Yeah, how many weddings do you do?
I've never done one.
So how does she do all these weddings? I know as a JP,
You get paid for it too?
so in JP court,
I know JP's making.
it's a good
like,
side hustle. As a district
Under
court,
GER, like, just crazy money for weddings.
yeah, a district court or county court, I don't know. Yeah. I've got an off docket thing, Judge, you asked me to approach on. Okay.
Just do this.
Sorry.
Just give me 2 seconds. Let me get them out.
You're fine.
Coming up, sir.
That's fine.
All right, good morning, Mr. Pack. You sure you want to do this?
As we talked about probation, we talked about the
You
different
have no
choices he
convictions.
has.
You have no as far as I see, no convictions. Now, after today, you're going to end up with a conviction on your record. From now on, you're looking at 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up,
Yeah, the choice is, you know, you can get the defer, you can get the probation that we talked about, but you decided to do the time.
When you plead guilty to something, it goes on your record and it stays there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. And it will affect you when you try to get a job, you try to buy a house, try to get a car, a loan for something, try to get an apartment. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're old enough to know that.
No, I was lost when you was like 90 days at the.
No,
I was lost because.
No, what I'm saying, you pick up anything else in the future, from now on, it's a minimum of 90 days if you take this deal. Because they can enhance your punishment to a minimum of 90 days in the future.
You're not getting that as a time served deal. The judge
I'm
just
served
want-
here, but what I'm saying is, you don't want to defer to try to keep it off? You just,
Sir, if you look at the computer, I've been in TDCJ before. It don't matter. It don't matter.
That's,
I'm just gonna
That's
be
not
honest
necessary.
with you. It don't
I
matter.
don't see, I only get access to Harris County because I can't get them to give me access to anything else anyway.
I
So
understand, but I can tell you, and I
Okay.
at my time, I done did my lesson. So if time served, I don't have to go to jail. I don't have to look over my shoulder. That's fine with me. I walk a straight line. That just was a unfortunate happen with my problem.
you're charged with resisting arrest, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. Like I said, this is going to go on your record. It'll be there for the rest of your life. You're giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, that's it.
I understand.
This is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the office?
I plead guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'll follow it. Good luck to you, Mr. Pack.
give me
Take
1
care.
second, get you this piece of paper, go downstairs so you don't have to go court cost.
All right.
I'll be with you in just a second.
Hi. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Williams, on your bond docket, Tavion is his first name. He came back to court today.
Brazier?
Williams, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is the dude from yesterday.
Yes, and he is
Okay.
present. Sorry. Talked to Patrol Services, the labs did come back positive for THC. Yes, Judge.
Okay, come on up.
I think the offense date was March the 30th, sir, so a little more recent.
No more.
Sure.
I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If I find that you continue to use, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Do you have a job?
No, not at the moment.
It's time. It's time for you to start working and being productive. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. That's what we don't want. I don't want you to pick up a 6th case or 7th case now within the next, that's it. I'm going to bring you back in 2.5 to 3 weeks and I want to see what you have done to get a job. If you've done nothing, you understand. All right, good luck.
And he did let me know he has enrolled in HCC for the summer session of college.
That would be great. That's great. But if you're taking 6 hours, you got to do something else as well. If you're taking a full load, then great. The more schooling you do, the more money you're going to make in this life. Knowledge is power, and with knowledge, you get money. That's what this life is about, not convictions. Do you understand?
Sir.
Good luck. Thank you.